Hiya, friends. Hey, I'm Pastor Dave, and I'm here with a new story. And as we come together and begin today, I wonder, what do you know about dragons? Do you think about dragons? Today's story is about a dragon who didn't know that much about dragons. Sometimes we don't know everything there is to know about ourselves. It's a story that's called Jin Jin the Dragon, and it was written by a person whose name is Grace Chang, and her brother, whose name is Chang, did the pictures in watercolor. It's really beautiful, and I hope that you like it. And lots of places in this book you will see symbols like this. Those are characters of Chinese words or Chinese letters, because in China, they write differently than I do. I like that. Jinjin. One spring day, when the willow trees had turned green and the wind was softly blowing, a golden creature hatched unnoticed from a 1,000-year-old egg. Crawling to the edge of some clear water, the hatchling looked down and saw a creature staring up at him. When he moved, it moved. "It's me! It's me!" he cried out happily. Just then, a fish poked her head up in greeting. "Ni hao, big fish! You've got scales just like mine. Come in and swim with me." "I'm a fish? A fish?" That sounded just fine to the little creature. So he threw himself into the lake. And there's Jinjin in with the fish. Suddenly an eagle swooped down, chuckling. "You can swim all you want, but you are no fish." "I'm not a fish?" asked the little one, water dripping from his scales. "No, just look at yourself. You're a golden eagle with great claws like mine. Soon you will fly." "I can swim and fly? So I'm a fish and an eagle?" Before Eagle could reply, a long body uncoiled from a fig tree, hissing. "Listen, you're a big snake like me. Look at our twisty bodies. You, too, can wrap around a tree." "Oh, I'm all mixed up," cried the little creature. "Doesn't anyone know who I am?" The three animals put their heads together to come up with a name for their new friend. "You are Jinjin," they announced. "I'm Jinjin?" "Yes, it means gold," said Eagle, "and that's what you are, golden." "I like being golden," said Jinjin, proud of his new name, "but I still want to know what I am." Fish leaped up. "In that case, we know who can help." "You do? Who?" "Why, Old Turtle and Crane," Snake said. "They are very wise and have mysterious powers." "Where are they?" asked Jinjin. "Far to the east," Eagle replied. "You must go and search for them." "Will you come with me?" Fish shook her head. "You have to go alone. We already know what we are." Jinjin scratched his head, peering into the forest. "But how will I find them?" "You will," said Fish kindly. Jinjin said goodbye to Fish, Eagle, and Snake, and set off toward the east. A stone. Jinjin wandered through the forest, listening to the chirping overhead. As he sniffed the sweet air, a bird tickled his nose, and he stumbled over something big and leathery. "Watch out," a low voice grumbled. "Sorry, I didn't see you," said Jinjin, picking himself up. Before him were three animals, open-mouthed, as if they had never seen anything quite like him. "What sort of creature are you?" asked the leathery one. I don't really know, but I'm called Jinjin. I'm looking for Old Turtle and Crane to help me. An animal with long ears spoke up. You have large emerald eyes like I do. You must be an enormous hare. Wait, let me see, said the leather one, leaning closer. Aha, you have ears like mine, so you must be a water buffalo with scales. If that's how things work, he must be what I am, insisted the third. We both have antlers, so he's a deer. Their quarrel grew loud, and pebbles and twigs began to fly. Oh no, moaned Jinjin. I really need to find Old Turtle and Crane. Well then, said Hare, let's look around. Sometimes the world gives us clues, you know. After a while, Jinjin came upon a large rock. What are these marks? He asked in wonder. Those are words, Deer explained. We call them characters. Perhaps they'll help you find Old Turtle and Crane. Really? Asked Jinjin eagerly. He had never seen characters before, but they're just lines and curves. That may be, but we use them to tell stories and send messages, rumbled Buffalo. Jinjin traced the round character with his nail. Is this a picture of the sun? Deer smiled. Whatever you are, you're a clever one. Fascinated, Jinjin traced the 3 wavy lines on the stone. Could these ripples mean river? Taking a hint from Snake, he curled himself around a tree and slurped up some water. You're right again, exclaimed Hare. And this tree I'm hanging from looks like the branchy character, shouted Jinjin. I think I understand. Under the sun, along the river, and into the forest I go to find Old Turtle and Crane. With his chin held high and his tail swinging, Jinjin waved goodbye to his friends. A log. Jinjin walked along the river deeper into the forest. Sometimes he coiled himself around a tree to rest. At other times he picked sweet yellow peepah figs and ate them hungrily. When the sky turned orange, he stopped and looked around. The sun has melted away and the river is gone and I'm in the forest, he thought. Old Turtle and Crane must be nearby. Just then he spotted a hut thatched with straw. Old Turtle! Crane! Jinjin called out. You're at the wrong hut, 2 large animals replied. No Old Turtle and Crane here. Oh no, I need to find them to find out what I am. The animals looked Jinjin up and down from antler to claw. You have a tail like mine, said one, but I'm a lion, and lions don't have scales. I see you have my face, said the other, but camels have humps. Well, said Jinjin, if I'm not a lion or a camel, and you're not Old Turtle or Crane, how will I ever find out what I am? Feeling hopeless, he threw himself over a nearby log. Lion began to sob. How sad! There's no help for you here. You're wrong about that, Lion, said Camel. Our little friend might just be lying on something useful. I am? Looking down, Jinjin spotted carvings on the log. Could these be more characters, more clues? No good unless you know the meaning, said Lion. But I think I understand these pictures, cried Jinjin, thumping his tail. The curved one looks like the moon, and the middle one like a mountain, and the dancing one is like fire. Lion and Camel nodded, smiling. Filled with happiness, Jinjin jumped into the air and found himself floating. Under the moon, near the mountains, by the fire, sit Old Turtle and Crane. As Jinjin finished singing, he fell into a bubbling hot spring. He splashed around and began to scrub his scales. Lion laughed so hard he thought he might cry again, and Camel invited Jinjin to stay for the night. "Thank you, Camel," Jinjin replied, "but I must go on." They shared some fruit, some sweet lotus seeds, after which Jinjin went on his way again. Old Turtle and Crane. Jinjin walked, skipped, and glided through the forest. When he came upon a crooked tree he had passed earlier, he stopped, looked around, and set off down a different path. Soon a village came into view, and Jinjin's eyes lit up. There are shapes everywhere, he thought, and they all must mean something. Picking a twig to draw with on the ground, he sang as he drew. A fish, a boat, a field, a Jinjin. He stopped singing. A Jinjin is golden, but what am I? A moment later, from out of the quiet, a deep voice said, "I can help you." Turning around, Jinjin saw two figures standing in the moonlight. One had a wrinkled face and a round shell. The other had lots of feathers and long, thin legs. Both looked as though they were expecting him. "Ni hao, Jinjin," said the wrinkled face. "I am Old Turtle." "Ni hao," said the tall one. "I am Crane." Jinjin was so surprised that he gaped and forgot his own name. "We think you are ready," said Old Turtle, his eyes twinkling. "Yes," said Jinjin, coming to his senses. "I am ready." But before Old Turtle could speak, a farmer ran up to them. "Help! We need your help! Our rice paddy is dying! We've had no rain! We've run out of water!" "Oh no," moaned Jinjin. "Come, Jinjin," said Old Turtle, "let us follow and see what we can do." In a field bordering the awakening forest, they saw weary farmers and dry stalks. To keep from crying, Jinjin took a deep breath, and inside he felt something cool stirring. "What's happening to me?" he wondered. "Take another deep breath," advised Old Turtle. "And let it out slowly," said the crane. Jinjin felt coolness rising up in his lungs. When he opened his mouth, a great cloud of mist floated out. That turned into spray and then into a gigantic gush of water which fell onto the dry, cracked earth. Stalks straightened and shrunken leaves uncurled. "I can breathe out water!" Jinjin quivered with amazement. "We're saved!" shouted the farmers, and they all bowed to Jinjin as he looked around, his eyes wide with wonder. The answer. Having polished his spectacles and cleared his throat, Old Turtle said, "Jinjin, it is time." And then he let out a loud, long, low whistle, and almost immediately a group of familiar animals approached one after the other. "My forest friends!" shouted Jinjin. "They helped me find clues." Old Turtle nodded. "And they are also clues themselves." When Jinjin saw all of his friends together, his eyes brightened. "I think I can see what I am. I am fish-scaled, eagle-clawed, snake-bodied, hare-eyed, deer-antlered, buffalo-eared, camel-faced, and lion-tailed. I'm a little part of each of you, but not quite any of you." "That's it," cheered Old Turtle. "And the only creature like that is a dragon." a water-breathing dragon. Astonished, Jinjin somersaulted through the air, looking much like a rolling dragon wheel. He ended with a bow. Thank you, Master. Thank you for leading me to all of the clues. No need to thank me, little one, said Old Turtle, patting Jinjin on the head. You figured out for yourself, and that is the best lesson of all. Hooray for our dragon Jinjin, whooped the crowd. Let's celebrate. For the rest of the day, everyone ate and danced with joy. Well, almost everyone, for Jinjin had fallen asleep, comfortably curled up next to Old Turtle and Crane, feeling like the best and most tired water-breathing dragon in the whole world. So that's the story of Jinjin. And this is the Chinese character for dragon. That's how you make the mark for dragon in that language. Well, I hope you like the story of Jinjin the Dragon. I know that I did. Sometimes it's fun to think about creatures that are different and to learn about a place that's different from where I am. I don't know where you are today, but I hope wherever you are, it's a good day. I hope that you are surrounded by friends who love you and who help you to learn new things. I'm Pastor Dave, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.